Okay, so Virgil's Judgement Cut. Here is the reference. I'm going to do only slash parts. Okay, you can see like here what part I'm working on, and yeah, that's it. Like the other stuff, I will go in the reference, but to recreate that will just take too much time. So let's actually go and check out the reference. Okay. Let's reference and yeah, this is the reference. Okay, let me just loop it better. So you can see like actually just this reference. What it does is first there is this small charging up light, then there is this explosion, and then there is more explosion, he disappears, then there are round slashes, which is like the last time it's similar to Virgil's Judgement Cut one, the round one, and the background goes black, and then you can see like this line starts and it's little distorting, and then here you can see like it is getting like all this shatter effect and stuff. Then it's still there, and you can see like here it just goes with like this intense thing. So that's like part of the effect, and you can also see like there is when the slash happens, these things are like all paused. Okay, and there is also some ground dust here. Like when you go, you can like watch other people stuff to do that. I'm just gonna focus on like this distortion part and the slash effect, and there is like simple way to do it. There is also a little complex which is like little better. So let's do that. Let's create a new file, new general. I'm doing it also in 5.0, so that it should work in 4.5 version, but like if you want to use 5.0 or something, I don't think there should be that much issue. So let's create with the simple slash line, and also like if you want, like there is like actually I'm going to just show you that. Where is it? Test. So like these are like I tried. There are some like test render. This is how it looks. I will put this file as well. This one, I think. If you don't want to just watch the video, you could just like this. This is the like final one. I'll put this file in the thing. Okay. So yeah. Let's go do the simple sort. For round slashes you can just use the old one, like change the material or something little bit. I think you can try that. Okay, so this is the new file. Let me just save it as. And let's start. So what I will do is just add a geometry node, call it slash. Then in geometry node setup, what I will do is I will actually not use this one. I will use a sphere, and what is the basically the workflow is here. I'm going to add an object. I'll convert it to volume, then I will distribute points in that volume, and then put like a cube that will like look like a slash. Okay, so that's basically what I'm going for. The sphere, UV sphere, I can have little like less segments, to volume, just like this, and then distribute point in the volume and pick the random. I don't think grid one works. Have high density or something, and then delete geometry. And actually, I don't want this much. Like, of course it's good, like you can use density, but I want like precise control how many slash I want. So what you can do is just delete geometry, and you can do is greater than, you can just greater than, and I will just put index. So if there is like, actually I have to add for like each point there is like this index value. You have like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just check like if it's greater than this value, then just delete it. So if it is greater than like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so it deletes all point, leaving just 20. And you can also see that like in here, like these are like all, they have bigger index, but I don't want like 0. I mean, when I say 0, I want 0 points, so I just add 1. So I put like, I should add 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I say 0, everything is like right, and there are no points. But if I say 1, yeah, you can see there are like points. So I'm just gonna keep like 5 here. You can also like change the seed. And what I'm gonna do is instance on point. I'm going to add this one, actually cube. So there are like 5 cubes, but it is too big. I want just like 0.1. And what I actually want is on the z-axis to have a really high value. So I'm just going to put like 100. You can have also bigger, like I can actually put 1000. It doesn't matter because it's just going to go off screen. You just want that. And why do you want that is because it's gonna look like slash, and to have more slash, I think to use random. If you can use random rotation, and that works. I like using random value vector 1, and for max value I just use pi by 2 because pi is like 180 degrees, so by 2 is like that. It's similar now that I think about it, but yeah, actually that was that a coincidence, or it is just how does it work? No, it was different, of course. I'm also just gonna add like set material. Okay, set material, have no slash, and I'm just going to add like emission. It's going to be white, like you can see here. That's it. If you want, you can have like more value or something for intensity, which is going to be like compositing and stuff. Geometry node, and so yeah, I have to set it here slash, and they look like slashes a little bit, but I have to make them like appear and disappear. So to do that, what I can do is just scale, and I'll just put 1 here, and I can just like this 0, 1. Also, if you want to just like randomize the scale, you can also do like random value. Okay, but just don't like keep this one like 1. Don't like play with z too much. Main you have to worry about is these two, so like 1 and 3 or something, so you can have like little random. Personally, I just do like combine xyz. Okay, and then just random value 1, 2, 3, and then y. Was it like kind of doesn't matter it like how it is x and y randomized, so I can have the same, but if you want you can use other methods and stuff. And yeah, you can basically now what you can do is use group input, put it in a scale. Also I will actually add this 1 to have like how many count I want, and last one is this material. So if I just go and rename it to say material this is count and general / scale. Okay, so what I can do now is I want this to appear at like 60 frames, so I can just put 0, insert keyframe, put 1, insert keyframe. This is not a drop sheet, right? So that's why it's not showing. But if I just do this and go to the drop sheet, okay, this is like weird. Why is it not showing me stuff? Is it because I didn't select it? Yeah, I didn't select it. And just copy this and I would little this time. And this is basically a basic sword slash. You can also just connect like this values as well. So if you want, you can control how much the scale is and stuff. You can like control the count with this stuff. I will also add, before moving on to the more complex one, instead of using this, what you can do is menu switch. Actually, I don't think it comes. Menu switch and just use this one. So if you want to use original geometry, you can do that. You can also do is object info and what is it? Yeah, object. So if you want to use like let's just some different object like this cylinder, just you can put it here. And also one cool thing about 5.0 is you can actually have menus like this. And if I just rearrange, you don't have to rearrange it, but I like to rearrange the object. And if I just select this P1, cylinder will come. And yeah, it's not showing because I have to do, I think, as instance. No, I have to use relative. But it's still like doing this randomize every time. If you don't want that, you can just use as instance. So when you move, it doesn't like go all here. If you want, you can also just add that as an option here. I don't like it and I don't think it matters. So yeah. Before actually I want to run that, just let me just rename it just like sphere OG object. So you can actually use original object and just other object as instance. Of course you can have a better name. I'm also just deleting this file because why not? And sphere. Okay, I'm also just going to scale this sphere a little bit, and I think that's let's just keep it that. I'm going to reduce the count and I'm going to just clear keyframe. But yeah, so this is the basic sword slash effect you can have. Now you can skip to like the compositing and all that stuff, but I'm going to do a little more complex stuff in the geometry node. Then I'm going to do composite. So yeah, a little bit math, a little bit nerdy thing, and I have like 20 minutes to explain, so just bear with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have this general scale because I like this, and I'll have this scale to control like the whole thing, like how much is it. And what I want to do is have like different scale timing for each basically slash, and I want to control it with geometry node. I want to use this for variable, and I'm going to use like second to like control that. I used keyframe in last, if you watched the tutorial. It's not that timing, so I want it seconds. So I'm just going to add like this 4 variables, and I'm going to call them, actually I can just add a panel time, just and there are like float. So yeah, I want start time, appear duration. I think yeah, that's annoying. Disappear duration and end time, and these are like all in seconds. So what is it is basically I want to start by like third second, I want the appearing duration for like for 1 second, the animation. Then I want to end this by 6th second, and I want the disappearing, like how it disappear for like 0.5, so it like disappears quickly and stuff. So these are the 4 variables I'm gonna play with. Okay, and that's why I have to like hide them all, so it's just not too much. So let's start with like a simple one. There are 3 ways to do it. One is to have like a randomize. One is the simple, which is just have a second one, seconds, and then we're going to play that. And third is like sequential. So what I'm going to do is get this seconds, and I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to subtract the start value, because if you think about time, think of it like a line. Yeah, so what does it do is, so here is 3 seconds. Second will show you like this. If you see the value, it's like 2 3, but if I just subtract, it's like going 0, and there is 3, and it's increasing like 1 2 3 4 5, and we are going to basically use that to make it appear, and we can do that by using map range. And map range does is it just goes like, oh, if this is 0 to 1, so it's like, say value is 1. If I set the value to 0 to 10, it will automatically like kind of just scale it, so it's like 0.5. It will just like shrink that to, so it will fit in 0 to 1. But if I set it to like 0.1, it will because it's clamp, it's not, but it's like going, oh, because you have set the range to 0 to 0.1 and you put the value, this is the input 1, I'm going to scale it up. Okay, that's map range, and I'm just going to keep it like clamp. Now if I do clamp, it will do is basically it will just stop at 0 and 1, whatever these 2 values are. So if I just put like whatever the range, like, yeah, you can see that like at 6 it's like moving, but at 1 it just stops. Okay, and we are going to turn it on. We are going to put our time, so it's like goes from here to here. And what I'm going to do is just put this appear duration as a max. Okay, so what it does is basically, if it's like 1 second, right? So if I just put, let me put 2, so it's like 3, and it's like going 0, and until it reaches 5, it's going to go like full 1, and then it's just going to stop. And you can see that if I put this in the second scale, I put like here, and I view this geometry, you can see that it's appearing. See, if I just put it like 1 second, it's going to be like a little faster, 0.3, so it's like that. And basically I did what I like use for keyframes, but this is like basic to understand what I'm going to do next, like the random one and the sequential one. So like we solved the appearing thing. Okay, how should we do the disappearing thing? So first is we have to switch to different value. Okay, this is done, this is like this is done. I don't want to like play with this, so what I'm going to do is switch, and if it's equal to 1, basically meaning it has like appeared fully, I want to switch it to this value, which is going to be our disappearing value. Basically what we are going to do is this, but we are going to do is reverse, and it's not that complicated. We can just copy it, use end time. Actually no, you have to do this because we want to disappearing. So what happens is, let's say this is, it's going to be I really want the frame 1 to stop, so it's like stops, and this is like 6, right? So if I just put like, yeah, I think this is the 5 and this is the 6, so this is like 5 seconds and like 5.5 second. Okay, so what I want to do is I want animations to start here. For appearing one, it can start here, so I just subtract it from 3 and I just like set it to here. But for disappearing one, I don't want it to start here. I will start the disappearing animation here, basically going from 1 to 0. I want it to end by here, So what I'm going to do is actually not subtract end time directly, I'm going to subtract the disappearing duration. So animation will start from here and put it here, and yeah, and in map range, similar to appearing duration, I'm going to put disappearing duration, so it just kind of automatically maps the value. So it will be like if I look, it will go from 0 to 1 here, but we don't want from go to 0 to 1. What we want is to go from 1 to 0. So yeah, and because we have like this switch value which is going to switch, and if I just like to show you how it works, is like, why is it not working? Oh yeah, I put it like 3. So if I put like this, you can see like it switches here, and I'm going to put this value here, and it will start disappearing now. And yeah, that's the basic animation. We have like basic stuff, and I hope like you kind of get the math behind this, like how macro and this stuff works, because I'm just going to like do more stuff on it. Okay, we're basically going to use this thing which is going to switch. Okay, this is going to be similar, this part is going to be similar. We are going to do some stuff in meta. So I'm just going to Control G and gonna copy simple. Okay, simple animation. And yeah, I don't want like two outputs, so I'm just going to group minus the first one. Yeah, now we want a random one, because random one is little easier than sequential one. So what I'm gonna do is again use seconds of this, seconds, subtract and start. So it will start our animation here, but I want is for each animation to be like different starting point and like different end point, but it should be like end by 4. So to have that, I can do is actually in the map range, so it's similar to the before, and I'm just going to put it here. But so to have like, I just had appearing here, so it's like goes from 0 to 1. But to have a different offset, I can do is just random value, so it goes like 0 from 1, like the minimum. Okay, and I have to put like this here, so it will start at a different value, you can see, but it will end, it will appear by 1. Okay, it will start expanding and stuff. But to have like dynamically, so it's like if I change it to 2, you can see like it will like they always start before 1, because I have put 1. And if I set to 0.5, it will do some weird stuff. Okay, like yeah, you can see it disappearing. So to not have, we have to have max, like minimum lesser than max, which is appearing duration, and have a little like change. I can just put max here, this appearing time, and yeah, you can see like they start at different value. Okay, if I like put like 3, it will start like a different value, whatever between. Why is it not starting 3? What is the issue here? Like 3, oh yeah, 3 seconds is just too long. 2, okay, 2, just like you can see like, oh, it is going to start at random. I don't know why is it like there. I can switch the seat, so you can see like, yeah, it is like anywhere between 0, I mean not 3 to 5 seconds, which is like 3 plus 2 is 5. But just like it can be little weird. I want it to like divide by I do is like divide by 5, and I just subtract. Okay, so subtract this appearing time with the divided value. So it's like a little less. It's always like little less than our main value. Actually, let me just put it. So it's always like little less. You can like increase this value. It is just like, so it doesn't happen the our max value by random account. It could be like 1, and I just set it to 1, and though for that like 1 it will just be like, it will not come. Okay, you can see the issue there. So that's why instead of using appearing duration as max, I use that. So just put it at a minimum, and you can see like it appears, but you can see all the style, like the animation always like has to extend to this. So even if it start like real early, it is like super slow, and it comes like stops at 1. It's like I wanted to also stop randomly here, but I don't want anything happening after 1 second. So what I can do is geometry node, just duplicate the random value, and instead of minimum being 0, I can put this here, and maximum can be our normal duration. And if I just put this as a max, you can see that, yeah, they're random. So they're like randomly coming, and yeah. Why is it appearing before? Oh yeah, 3 seconds. Sorry. Yeah. So you can see like this is randomly, and if I increase the, not scale, but increase the count, you can see that there are like going to have several things coming up randomly. And again, I'm just going to switch, okay, like before, like this thing, and I can just kind of copy this, paste, so I don't have to like worry. This value here, this value here, and yeah, put it here. Yeah, it happens, so it's cool. Now we have to work with like our disappearing animation, and I want that to be random as well. And we can use similar thing. Actually, the thing is, it could be like actually full similar. Oh, wait a second, why does this go like here? Okay, we work out that, so I can just delete this one, and I can just yeah, don't use that for through, use this. Why do I have this switch? I don't know why do I have this switch, but like, yeah, it checks. Oh yeah, it has to check like, is it equal to 1, and then just if it's not, to that. Okay, so it just switches to this. The value is like 0.1. okay, you can see minus and minus, and you can see like this is like just a random animation. You can like have a better name, and I can just copy this, and this is going to be a end time and disappear duration, but we have to change this. So you know what, let's look at what if I do wrongly. Okay, what if I do like wrongly? So what it's going to do is, instead of like starting our disappearing, it's actually going to start by 6, and then they're going to end by like this value. Why is it not ending by, oh yeah, this one. So we have value, our minimum, maximum, max, min. I forgot that I have to do that, and value, but this is like random thing is like same, but I will also start like seed. So it's like it's a little different every time. X, I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to this here, put this here, use different seed, minimum, maximum, 0 to 1. Okay, so now I can do the minimum, maximum here, but 1 to 0, and you can see that it will, instead of starting like here, it will start disappearing here, and it will end at like 6.5, which is like, you can also have that, but I like when I know I want the animation to end or something. But yeah, it's just that. If you don't like that, you can just skip this, but I'll just do is subtract this thing, and yeah, so it will start here and end by 6 seconds. have random seed and whatever, it's fine. Or you can have like similar seed as well, so it is like going to have like similar sequence, sorry. Yeah, and this is like the random one, okay, and I will just like group them as well. See, and yeah, so I hope like you can understand. And then what happens is, actually I also want to explain, when we use random value node, it will basically, actually I can just probably go like out here and show you here a random value, and what it will do is, for each point that exists, you can hide here and just go there. For each point that exists, it will give like a random value from this to range, okay, based on the index. You can use index here as an ID, and it will be similar because it assumes that you are going to index use the index of this thing. So yeah, and this is like so you understand that we are actually manipulating these values, and that's like how we are getting the animation. Because of sequential, we are actually going to rely on these values, okay, this not random, but this index and stuff. So again, this same stuff, seconds, subtract, not this one, second, subtract, and now what we have is like basically the current time that, but what we want to do is divide this by how many points we have. So to get the count of points, I think there might be another node, but I just use like field minimum and maximum, and this is like a little sneaky node. I really have hard time finding, but what I can do is just use that and use index, okay, and I'll use integer here, so it will just give me like maximum, so how many index we have. So this is like going to be the count of points minus 1. So if we check like here, like 2, okay, 3, so there it's going to give me 2, because like when we go like computer programming, it starts count from 0, 1, 2. So even though we have 3 points, it will go like 0, 1, 2. That's how computer works and stuff. Don't blame me, okay. And to simply fix this issue for us, I'm just going to add, and now what I'm going to do is use this maximum to divide. So for each thing we have like 3 parts, okay. So like if I just put like 3, you can see that it is not working for some reason. I don't understand why is it not working. It's 4.2 is it? I'm using points, like why is it not working? Divide by 3. If I divide by 1, it's going to give me, oh yeah, it's the time, right? Sorry, I don't want to do that. I want to do is appear duration and divide this, okay. Why is it not working? Yeah, so it's 1. If I set it to 1, it will be basically, it will give me like, it will divide, you know, the duration in 3 parts, basically how many ever count you have, 4, 5, 6, whatever. So it will like 2.5, 2.5, and now we can use this as a minimum and maximum value. So if I just do, actually no, we can't use this directly. What we have to do is multiply with the index. So for each thing we have different values, so you can see that this one has 0, this, and we can use this as a minimum value, okay. So if I just use map range and use this as minimum value, and in value our normal subtract thing will go, and we can basically see like when we say minimum, it's like when the animation starts. So it will start from 0 second, it will start from 0.25, which is like 3rd frame. This one will like 6th, this one will start from 12 and this one will start by 18, but we don't want all to end by like 1. So if we just put this in the scale, okay, again, and I'm just going to put them like down here, and we can see this geometry. You can see that they start but all the animation end by this 1, and I don't want that. I want to all to have like similar time. So what I can do is get this multiplied value, which is like not index, this points, and yeah, because we are using scale in instance on point node, that's why it's happening. If I just like use trans scale instance, this scale instance, scale center, whatever, and let me just like check that out. How does this work? Like, yeah, so if I just use scale 111 and I use it here, and use it like here instead of that, then I can see probably the value like in my, what I can say, instance. I don't know, like how does this, it's a little weird, I can say that, okay, like index field max whatever, which is weird. Why does it showing like that? Is it like because it's not an instance? I think I have to go like, yeah, their instance, and I want to see the value, this one, and do it on instance. Okay, and I don't know, maybe it is little just, but just like to understand, it's using point, okay, it's going to give points value, so that's why I'm just like using points. And we have this value which is 0.5, and what we can do is just add this divided value, which is our base thing. So it's going to be like, it's 0 to 2.5 for 0 point, which is like this one. The animation will start at 0, but it will end at 2.5. For this second one, it will start at 2.5 and it will end at like 5.0. So you can see that if I put it here, not here, here, and let me just like draw it here. So what I can do is like say this is first, second, third, and fourth, and I just, you know what, I'm gonna give it like this, like A, B, C, D, and if I just put like 0, 1 here, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, the A1 will be here, then the B1 will be here, C1 will be here, and the D1 will be here, okay. And you can see that if I just, yeah, you can see like this point is A, B, C, D, it's like A, B, C, D, okay. Sorry, I think it's hard for like, don't pick instance, but yeah. And if I actually put it like, either I increase the count to like really high, which is like 30, you can see that, oh, it's kind of looking nice. But yeah, if I do keep count low, so it's like slow, so you have to adjust that. And yeah, that's is how it is. And again, this is like a very similar setup to like what I have for disappearing. I can just group this, so it's like min max, and this is the viewer. I don't want the third one, right? Just like third one, I can just remove. It's like what value, yeah, I'm sorry, min max. I just go like sequence math, okay, do this, and I'm gonna use end time and duration, and instead of using this, I'm going to use, I'm just going to copy it, 1, 0, and put it here, and you can see like, oh yeah, it's disappearing after because I forgot to subtract my duration. See, so you can see that it will start here and disappear. And to have our switch thing like before, where are my notes? I don't want to like do that. This is equal to control C, control, where is it? Equal, true, false, put it here. So this is like repeat, okay? This is just like, yeah, and I now just group this, call sequence, and yeah, it's working. And now I can even like set it like 5 or like 4. Actually, yeah, this is like a very interesting thing. If you have like the duration, the total duration less than the difference between start and end time, so it is like starting at 10 and ending in like 4th second, but you can see like they will start disappearing from here because the total of these two things is like same. So if I like set it to 1, you can see like this effect you can have. Like I'll personally set it to 9. It's like, yeah, you can like have this like cool effect. So just play with a little and you can find stuff. Okay, I'm going to do a little cleanup. I think the cleanup part is the next one. Yeah, so cleanup is basically first I want to add a menu, so I can just switch menu switch. I'm going to add output here, and I'm going to set it to float, and I'm going to have a menu here which is going to appear at here, and there's a mission type, and in the nodes it's going to be sequential. It's going to be here is, I forgot what was the random, and I'm going to add like simple. Okay, so I can just have like simple one here, and the sequence one is there, and the random one is here. So yeah, we have that. Okay, we have that, so I can just like switch it like whatever I want. And remember to connect the output, so I can just look at sequential, simple, whatever. Okay, easy. It's already 43 minutes. Okay, quickly, other thing to clean up as well, important thing is actually, yeah, this is like all for like delete geometry. I should have mentioned that before. So delete geometry points, I think points, yeah. And what we want to do is, if the animation is before or after, I just want to delete it, because hey, if you have too big of a thing, it might impact your performance. So I just add this like little things, from minimum, not minimum, it's like less than or for float, and it's like greater than what is this thing, which is our start time and our end time. Okay, and or just switch. If this value is going to be our seconds, if they are less than or greater than start or end, just delete the whole thing. Like I don't want to, it's not appearing, why does it exist? Like that's the thing. Like see here, oh no, I did like ulta, so I just have to do like this and have this. So if the start second is like greater than, less than the start, see there is like no geometry. There should be no geometry. Why is there a geometry? What is happening here? Oh, I think, yeah, because they're all instance, I have to do instance. So yeah, so they will delete, they will appear here, and they will be like, you can see like this, and then they will delete, because 4 is our set. So if I just set it to 6, they will be deleted after that. See, and you can see it like here, pay attention here. displace comes to displace. It's a little thing, it's convenient. I like to have it. It's a little performance thing. Yeah, you can also put it like here and just set instance, like instead of instance use points, but yeah, I think that this works better because it's at the end, it's clean and stuff. You can also put like warning and stuff, like I will put warning later. Another thing, I have warning. So let's say if the yeah, let's do that. Subtract the end time, subtract this, and if this value and the other value, which is like not multiplier. Oh, that could have been like really cool, but nah, I think I'm just gonna use add this, add, and if it's big, like show warning, total duration is which can have issues, as I said. Like if I like keep it to like something like 5, you can see this is warning, and yeah. Okay, you know what, that's it for the stuff. You can also add more error, like having, if this one is like actually too much big, let's say 10, which is like way beyond like this animation, just the ending value, it will show like some funky thing like this. Yeah, you can add that one. I think you're smart enough if you're watching it and stuff. Let's go to our next thing, which is lens distortion. So lens distortion is like pretty easy to do. What you have to do is go to geometry node. I'm using geometry node as a just reference. You don't need to be in. You can be in like shading or something. Okay, shading, add UV output, give it white color, set value to 1, and I'm going to use slash. You can use any name, use the same name, copy it, and in new layer add another shader output, put here slash, and yeah, now we are going to go in compositing. And let me just have this simple setup because I like this simple setup, which is actually I'm going to use real-time compositing, so I don't care about simple setup. So only camera, because I only wanted to camera, and this is the new. And if you look at this slash, yeah, you can see that it is only like yeah, this is like not gonna show if you don't have an HDRI. Let me add a HDRI. Yeah, so this is like simple HDRI, just like for background and stuff. You don't have to, you can use anyone. This is just, think of it as a background replacement. Okay, so compositing, this will normally how it looks, but because I have AOV, it will only give me like this slash. Okay, this is in white, so I can use that to distort stuff and to like distort stuff. I'm going to use displace, and I'm going to use the noise texture. See, this is how it looks. I'm going to do this because I like that. I'm going to have more distortion because I like this is weird. Then I'm going to do is multiply by a big ass value, because of course for some reason, and not some reason actually, yeah, displace works in like pixels, so you really have to give like big value. If you don't, it won't work. So like actually it's too big. Yeah, it's working, but if I just set it to 1, there is some, you can see that, but yeah, actually I think 10 is good enough, but I only want it to be here. So what I'm gonna do is just add another multiply and just use this, so it only appears here, but you can see like there is this weird line, because like of course it's going to multiply, it's going to just show there, and that's here. So what I do is blur image, use fast caching because it's faster, and just set it like 30 or something, so it smooths out. And you can see like there is the distortion for slashes. You can also like control this distortion value by having this, and you can just like set it to 0, animate it like, oh, I just want distortion still here, so I'm just gonna set it like 1, insert, and do a little like manual animation. Yeah, I don't know how compositing group node works and stuff, so yeah, don't too much worry about it. And okay, so that's like lens distortion is done, and you can like use similar for other stuff as well. Add AV output, use that as a mask and do that. Okay, so I have to do like slash displace, so this is going to be speed run because I have to go now. Okay, yeah, so the displacement, that is the fracture thing, we are going to use like displace node again. What we are going to do is we are going to use Warner texture this time instead of noise, because it's giving us not this fracture thing, and I'm going to put like scale a little, not that much, but this. And what I can do is multiply it by vector. Actually, I think I have to do is just scale. Okay, so it's like similar to this, and I'm just going to copy this, not this, but like this setup. Okay, so it's just scale, it scaled much, and if I put it in a displace, you can see there is a little bit like displacement. I think for this one I need like actual more displace, and you can see like there are like stuff this is happening. So for this you have to do is either use extend, or you can also just use repeat. I use extend, I think that looks nice, and this is like a little effect, and you can control the value of the displace like this, like 0 to 1. So like if it comes like here, insert, and just 1, insert, and yeah, this is basic like displace effect, but I would say go further and actually do is mix color. Okay, and what I'm going to do is use this separate XYZ. Okay, and I'm going to use this as like a mask, so like greater than 0.5. okay, like you can use this or this value, like you can use anything, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to use this as a factor, so you can see like there are like this gray patches, and I'm just going to use this image. Okay, this, and I'm going to use corner pen, and what it does is it basically like moves the corner. Okay, it just like moves the corner. If you like see this here, like it just like moves the corner, it squashes and stretches. But if I do like something like 0.1, not this one, this is like 0.9, it comes down. And if I just do 0.9, not this is like right one, right? So 0.1, 0.1, it looks like it's tilted in like 3D, like we have a plane here that is like tilted like in z-axis, right, like a rectangle. So what I can do is, instead of like having to do like this, because it's again going to create this thing, extend thing, so I can just put it like here, it's still giving like black. What I can do is just reduce it, show it here, and extend my, actually I'm gonna do like little 1.4. okay, I'm gonna do like 1.4, so it's like right now I have to do like lower, so it's like minus 0.4 and 1.4, so it's like it's doing that. Okay, you can see it because but it's like moving those corner, and I'm going to use color of course, and switch it here, and you can see like this is little bit moved, some of it is moved, and that's an effect you can use. There is also this directional blur you can use. There is like some effect that was happening when it was just like, yeah, you can you know like this thing that was happening. If you have noticed, like there are just like repeat of infinite, like repeating stuff. And if I go like here, modify, scale it a little less, like so it's more apparent. you can see like there is effects like that, and I will also select 1.1 is like pattern. Okay, sample, just like sample, I think 1 is good. Rotation, you can add a little rotation so it's like cool. Don't I don't think you have to do amount, but yeah, you have this. I also suggest, let me just scale it so there is like more of this. Another cool thing I found is, if you have image, you can do is vector. No, that's not what it was. It was like some image coordinates node, which is like a really cool node. I didn't find, I don't know when it exists, like it is probably from a long time, but yeah, it basically gives you UV map. Okay, and you can use it like to stuff. You can like, there is no mapping node, but you can basically scale the image, so it scales this thing. So play with it. This is basically my effect. Also, of course, the thing that is just bloom. Yeah, add bloom, and you can like isolate it. It's blooming everything. So what I'm going to do is just transparent, and I'm going to have threshold to 0, so it blooms more. If I keep it like not transparent, everything is like shiny, so it's do that, and I'm just going to alpha over it, alpha over, set it as a foreground, this as a background, and yeah, but this as a background. Oh yeah, it doesn't work because of course, yeah. I'm just gonna put black here. Okay, I hope this works. I can also just put like image open, this one, yeah. Okay, I think I have shown the displace. Directional distortion, I think it's simply it's again using this displacement with like, I couldn't figure out this one like that much. I tried using the texture, you know, the ending displace like this. Let me just actually also just set it like, where is the scale? Insert and just keep it like 0, insert. I have to also do this one, right? So it just multiplies, and yeah, 1, like if it's equal, if it's not, yeah, I have to just compare. If it's 0, I think I don't care. It's greater than 0, do this, don't clamp and stuff. If it's greater than 0, fine. If it's not, just, yeah, it's a little hacky way to do it, but yeah, wave texture, use rings, not X, not, yeah, spline, distortion, and just multiply by scale of 10, displace this. And I tried using that and use like something phase offset. You can try that, you can try other method. I couldn't particularly figure it out, sorry. Okay, anyway, Okay, what I'm just going to animate it as well, like scale. It displays here, right? So it has to be 0 here. Insert. It's going to be 20 here, and then insert, and then just 0 again, so it disappears. And phase offset, I'm just going to use frame/10, because that's how it should be. And yeah, I hope it is. Yeah, let me just turn that off. Does it work like this? Like if I just 10, maybe that. Yeah, it is like, it's super laggy. I will post like a rendered version later, but yeah, that's it. That's the stuff, and this is the end. It's like 1 hour. Yeah, I don't know. I'll put the file and stuff if you want other stuff. I have to go buy. Yeah,